always, my friend of 25 years, actor extraordinaire, the GC champs of the SSAF champion of the world. This is JP Wolf. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, man, I'm a little under the weather, but I'm really excited to be here today.
Yes, I'm glad you can make it. That's because today our feature presentation is Prey.
Going with our Predator theme, aka we did a Predator movie last week and we wanted to keep doing more.
Yes.
So, yeah, Prey that just came out recently on Hulu. So good.
Yeah, it's quite good. I actually kind of enjoyed it better this time around.
Me too.
And I don't really know why, but yeah, it's just a delight.
It's so good, and it's just so well done, and it has all kinds of great homages without being corny, without the the cheesy kind of fan service that a lot of movies have nowadays, especially sequels. And yeah, it's just so well done.
Do we still have?
When the big man was killed, you must have wanted it. Its blood was on the leaves.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Because they
yes,
and that shouldn't work, but it does.
It does. The way that they set it up is genius.
Yeah, really well done. I can't believe I still had that. And I guessed right too.
Yeah, nicely done.
A 1 in 16 chance of getting that right.
Well, buy a lotto ticket then, my friend.
Seriously, I guess my luck's turning around. But before we get into that, what have you been watching, reading, seeing, doing?
Oh man, I've actually been watching a lot because for a few days I was not feeling well, so I just laid in bed and I was just trying to rest and sleep it off. So I watched Hustle, the Adam Sandler basketball movie, which I loved.
Oh yeah, was that on Netflix?
Netflix, yeah. I think you'd like it a lot. I don't know as much about basketball, but I still loved it. It was great. I saw a lot of familiar faces. It was so good. And then I watched Emily the Criminal. It's an Aubrey Plaza movie. It's
Sequel
like
to
dark
Emily Paris?
in an alternate universe. But also a really good movie. Highly recommend that too. It's a really kind of thriller, dark drama kind of movie. Really good. And then I also started watching Sons of Anarchy again. Just randomly. I watched the first 2. God, that shit's so good.
I do love some Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah, he's awesome. And pretty easy on the eyes, too.
Oh, yeah. Dreamboat.
Yeah, and it's got, big people that we like on the show. Mr. Kim Coates. It's got Ron Perlman. So good.
It's got Adriana, isn't it?
Yeah, Christopher.
And Peggy from Married with Children.
Or Leela. Or Leela, if you're a Futurama fan.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of random people that pop up on the show. But other than that, yeah, that's kind of about it. What about you? What have you been watching, reading, seeing, doing?
Just this morning, I caught up on Last of Us.
I haven't seen the second episode yet. Do you like it?
Yeah, still really great. I'm a big fan. I mean, obviously, we love star of it,
Pedro.
Yeah, Pedro's been in numerous things, and he's always great.
Mm-hmm.
And he continues to be. I can't remember the name of the young girl, like the actor's name, but
Bella Ramsey is her name.
She's great.
Yeah, she's so good. She was great on Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was the little bear.
The Mormont, Lady Mormont.
Bear. Yeah, crushed by a giant. I was like, stabbed it in the eye. That was great.
Hell yeah, because she's a badass.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's been good. I won't spoil anything. I mean, you've played the game, so you probably know what's going on.
Yeah, I've heard they're sticking. I know that they did in the first episode. They're sticking pretty close to the game.
Yeah, weird how there's a good game and you do an adaptation and you just do what the game did, and that works. Weird.
Pretty much. I know, right? It's funny how that shit works.
Yeah, they just did the thing.
And they brought the dude who wrote the game too, which is even better.
Yeah, I've been watching a couple YouTube explainer videos because I don't always pay attention, miss things, and one of them will put I think it's called Heavy Spoilers on YouTube. He's great. He'll put side by side lines that are word for word verbatim from the game, like lines from the game, and then
whoa,
it's fantastic.
And I don't know if it's happened yet, but they got the two voice actors who play the main characters in the game to act on the show.
Oh, yeah, one of like the head of the Fireflies, Marlene or whatever. She did the voice of that character in the game.
Yeah.
Right. I think next week we get Nick Offerman showing up. Let me see.
Nick Offerman.
He's the best.
So good.
What else? Bad Batch, still pretty solid. I finished my rewatch of that 70s show. I even watched the last season, which is not good.
Yeah.
I can't help myself. I had to finish it. And then I tried to watch that 80s show, but I could only find like not even standard def versions online. It was on YouTube. It was just hard. You could hardly even see it. Like it was such bad quality, and I couldn't do it to myself, even with Glenn Howard in there. But I did start watching that 90s show on Netflix.
And thoughts?
I don't know if it's good, but it delighted me. Like,
okay,
if you take it for what it is, like I'm happy to see Kirkwood Smith and Deborah Jo Rupp again as the parents. They're like main characters. And in the first one, Topher Grace and Laura Prepon show up. Actually, I think Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis show up in that one too. And then Wilmer Valderrama showed up in the second one. So they're doing all sorts of like cameos. They're like bringing someone back that we know almost in every episode. So
that's cool. And I've heard Tommy Chong comes back too.
Yeah, he was in I think the second episode as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, for what it's worth, exactly. Like
it's nothing. I mean, it's not better than the original, obviously, but I had just finished rewatching that, and I wanted more, and this is a semi more.
Yeah, exactly. Same vibe, same people who created it. You know, they basically just brought everybody behind the scenes people back to do this new one.
Yeah, the jokes are still solid. I don't know how I feel yet about all of the younger cast. I think the main girl, their daughter, I think she's pretty good. I wasn't sure what to think at first, but I think she's solid.
Nice. Awesome.
I'm kind of enjoying it. I only got like 2 or 3 in, but not bad.
Nice. I'm down. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's on Netflix. It's only like 10 episodes. What else? Oh, I started playing an old video game, an old Star Wars game that I'd somehow never played. The Force Unleashed. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Oh, of course.
You play that one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Back
Star
in the day.
Killer, Galen Merrick. Oh, it's so good. Sam Witwer, the voice.
Yeah, I remember watching the trailers for the game, and they were really badass.
It's just so like over the top and ridiculous, like your force powers, but it's so much fun.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, it's really great. And I've been on Twitter like every couple weeks. I tweet at Star Wars and I just say, "Bring Star Killer back, you cowards." I'm gonna have to re-up that. I just tagged Sam Witwer and I was like, "You're in, right?" He's great. He does Maul, Darth Maul
in the Clone Wars, yeah,
and Rebels. And he's great. Oh, yeah, I love him. He's so good. But yeah, that's been fun. So.
Nice, awesome. So you've been in it.
Yeah, I just finished the game like the other night. The first one, so I'm gonna have to play the second, which I heard isn't that great. Actually, I've been playing the DLC. Like, you get to go like into parts of like the movies. I mean, it's like reimagined. Like the last one I did was the Battle of Hoth, and you go in and you fight Luke and like basically turn him to the dark side. You kick the crap out of him.
Whoa!
Like your finishing move, you like throw him up in the air and he gets hit by a passing snowspeeder. It's so brutal. It's ridiculous. I love it.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, that's that. That's about all I got. You wanna get into this?
Let's do it.
Let's get into our feature presentation.
And feature presentation.
Prey from 2022, a 93% from the critics on Rotten Tomatoes, a 73% from the audience, directed by Dan Trachtenberg, starring Amber Mid-Thunder as Naru, Dakota Beavers as Tabe, Dane DeLiegro as the Predator, and Stormy as Wasabi.
What the fuck is up with the audience score being so much lower? 73%?
I'm guessing it's the whiny little babies that don't like when women are in their movies.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
sounds about right. Yeah, those
anyone that's not a white dude, basically.
pretty much. Yeah.
I'm guessing that they.
Yep,
probably had
that's exactly the first thing that came
there.
to my head. Yeah,
Because there's nothing to dislike about this movie, unless you suck ass like that.
pretty much.
You know, I mean, it's not anything new or super groundbreaking, but it's fun. I mean,
It's fun and it's really well done. And
Yeah.
how often on our show does the critic score beat the audience score, and by so much too?
Yeah,
Not
almost.
very often.
almost never.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of whiny diaper babies
Mm-hmm.
crying over nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it.
Do it.
We start off with some sweet axe throwing. I love her little axe with the rope tied onto it.
Dude, she's slick with that thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Captain America's shield that just like always comes back to him.
Mm-hmm.
They do a really good job with that. I wonder how much of that was real or CG. Like, how did they do that? Because
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see anything about that in the trivia.
I don't know how you would actually be able to do that. I mean, maybe she is. Maybe she's just that good. I don't know. It looked real.
It
But-
looked very real.
Yeah, but I don't know how you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get like a little archery, her and her brother. I really liked their relationship because he was a nuanced character. He wasn't the stereotypical like, oh, you can't do what the boys do, like you suck.
Mhm. Like everybody else was.
Yeah, most other people were, but he was realistic, you know.
He was realistic, and they had a great sibling relationship in the sense that there was a lot of ball busting, but there was also a lot of love there too, and respect and appreciation.
Yes, he respected her. That's the right word. Because in that culture at that time, women were like the cooks and healers, and the men were the hunters and warriors.
Yeah, and the guys in her tribe definitely let her know that a lot in the first half of this movie.
There's a lot of get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich vibes going on with the rest of that crew.
Yeah, definitely.
Which you think those losers would have loved.
Yeah.
They could have identified with all of them.
Yeah.
So Naru, she wants to be a hunter. Mid-Thunder, by the way. What an awesome name.
What a fucking awesome badass name.
Such a cool last name.
Yeah.
She wants to be a hunter and go out with the boys, but again, the boys are stay in the kitchen, sugar tits kind of vibes. They're not a part of it, but she clearly has some skills.
Mm-hmm.
I did like how she clearly was good at a number of things, but she wasn't just like over the top and like always winning every fight like for no reason,
right?
Just because she was the protagonist. Like, I thought that they balanced that really well, where she'd lose but then also be competent and good at this and that. But
they made her exactly like you said. They made her a realistic protagonist, where it's just in movies, especially movies on our show, they're good at everything and they always win. And
they're just like it's the special boy that's the one. It's the Neo. They're just good at everything, even though there's no real reason they should be good at everything.
Exactly.
I think they balanced that really well. I mean, she's not like getting in a fist fight with the Predator and winning.
No, she's definitely she's got her wits about her. She's really smart and she's cunning.
Yeah, and she also does have some hunting skills, like some weapon skills,
hunting and tracking and weapons. And
I thought that was really done well. Then Predator shows up, get like the ship flying, and him doing his little invisibility, bad sportsmanship bullshit, you know.
Yeah.
Like the Predators, they like to say they have all these rules and like honor and everything, but that's up until the point when it becomes difficult, and then they're just like, no, I'll just blow up this city, or I'll do, you know, they don't have honor. They're a bunch of
yeah, exactly.
like he doesn't shoot the pregnant woman in the second one, but then he's about to blow up his little nuke bomb when Danny Glover has him on the ropes in the middle of a populated city. So
yeah,
no,
dick move.
They don't have honor. They're a bunch of scumbags.
Yeah.
Also, tangent. I want to know what their society looks like.
Yeah, are there predators that, you know, are, you know, bank tellers?
Yeah, just like in the cube with their dreadlocks and like punching a clock. Like, oh man.
They have a gut, you know.
Yes, the water cooler, like Mondays. Am I right?
There's a comic book for you.
I want to see what's going on there, and what do people think? What does the regular group of like part of society think of these hunters? Are they the crazy like offshoot like nuts or
the QAnon people?
Yeah, exactly. or do they see him as the like the rich people who go shoot like a rhino on safari and pose by it? You know?
Oh yeah.
Do they see him as that? Really? Are they respected? I have so many questions that I actually don't ever want answered.
Yeah.
So Predator's there. The bros, they go out on a hunt, and Naru tags along. Little more stay in the kitchen, make me a sandwich jokes. You know, they're having a blast. I think they're real clever. I'll proceed on the hunt, and they find another member like of their tribe, right? That had been out earlier.
That had been attacked by the mountain lion. They keep calling it a lion, but it's a mountain lion.
Right. Yeah, and he's like all fucked up. And
fucked up.
Yeah, and Naru, she knows all the healing moves and does her thing. And it comes back later. I enjoyed how they kind of had a fake out with the mud that we'll get to. The way you're thinking, oh, she's just gonna do the same thing that Arnold did, but no. The way she'll hide her body heat is with like this herb or flower that she gives.
This orange flower, yeah.
It like lowers your body temperature, but so you don't like bleed out, I guess, was kind of the idea they went with. I liked how that came back around because it seemed like a nothing. Just it's just how they heal people.
The mud part reminded me of Neverending Story. Just that kind of all enveloping mud and her having to pull herself out.
That I never saw that movie because it freaked me out. I think it was the big like dog. It just
Falcor.
Yeah, he was like a puppet stop motion something that just didn't. It upset me.
It is a very upsetting movie.
Yeah, it just was viscerally upsetting to me, and I did not like it. So they take the wounded guy. They're gonna like take him back, put him on a stretcher that they make. Naru, she starts noticing some strange things going on. Yeah, she sees this skin snake and like bear tracks are acting odd. It's like, why would it get on its hind legs? Like, what's going on here? You know.
And more, you know, stick to your kitchen duties, and you know, we've got this. The men have got this. Don't worry about it. And it's just like you know, listen to her. She knows what's up, dum-dums.
Yeah, there's a lot of relax, sweeheart. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Always take it from here.
Yeah.
Just big time mansplaining about But I like when the one guy's going real hard on the mansplaining, and the lion just takes him out.
Just oh man,
this goes out of nowhere. Shacks all up. Naru gets kind of a little bit of collateral damage. Gets knocked out during this. She wakes up back in the camp because her brother just dragged her home. Basically, he went out and got the lion too, and I really enjoyed this because the whole tribe, they're like celebrating and everything about, you know, his kill and all that. and he goes to her. He goes, "We did it, you know, we did it. We accomplished our goal." And she's not happy still, and eventually kind of wears him down. He's just like, "No, you know, you're right. We didn't do it. I did it." And he's not being a dick and like showboating or being cocky. He's just being real with her.
And he was placating her, but now he's just, you know what? Fine. You don't want me to help you out? Fine. I won't help you.
Yeah. It's not him trying to hurt her. It's just him being, this is just what happened. Like, okay, you're not go along with this. Like, here's the real world. Yeah, I did it. I had to carry your ass back. You didn't do anything. Which I really enjoyed the way that actor played that. Her brother.
Yeah, he was really good.
He was really good. So yeah, her brother's basically a badass. She's all pouty, not happy. She eventually, like the next day, goes back out because she still knows something else is up. You know? It wasn't just the lion. There's still something else out there that's like killing all these things all weird. So she goes to investigate, and I also enjoyed these little shots of basically nature, of like predator and prey. That's not just the predator and like a wolf chases down a rabbit, and it's the whole there's always a bigger fish kind of thing. Like the wolf takes out the rabbit, and then the predator fights the wolf, and it's a great scene when the wolf starts walking away and then its guts just fall out.
Ooh.
Circle of life.
And then he has it's almost like liquid nitrogen spray to have his trophy, to have his skull.
He just dissolves all the hair and skin away from it. It's kind of gross, but Ooh. And also taking a trophy, it's a little, you're 7 foot tall, massive beefy alien. You killed a dog. It's not a trophy.
You killed a big dog.
Yeah. Come on. That's participation ribbon. That's not a trophy. What are you doing, man? So as Naruto's out there, she gets stuck in some mud. Like we were talking about before. Uses her dope ass axe to get out, which is great.
So awesome.
Really enjoyed that. And that kind of misdirect of, oh, okay. Because when I first saw that the first time, I was thinking, I'm almost like groaned, like an eye roll, like, oh, okay, the mud's been introduced. She's just going to do that. That's kind of boring, but whatever. But no, that's not.
Nope.
It did come to play, but not in the way that we were kind of led to believe in that, which is great. She ends up getting out, of course, then fights a bear. It goes poorly.
Holy shit. That was an awesome sequence, and it's trying, she's hiding in it looked like a beaver dam. Yeah. Oh god. And it's trying to get in, and I love how they, the bear runs away, the dog helps, and then they're like, okay, the bear's gone. Nope, bear's back.
Yeah, she just gets her ass kicked by that bear. Hides in the beaver dam, and then we get a bear and predator fight, which goes a lot better for the predator than it did for her. I really enjoy watching him just destroy that bear.
Jeez, and then he picks it up over his head, and
its blood's going all over him, just being a douchey predator. She's just like, fuck this, I'm out, like scurries away down the river. And it doesn't see her as a threat. That's like a common theme. It's just like the pregnant woman in the second one, or Anna
in the first one,
whatever her name was in the first one. If you don't have like a weapon, or you're not a dude, basically. It's
pretty much.
So she escapes, and she comes across some of her crew. They came out to find her, basically, because she kind of snuck off to go do her thing, and she's telling them what she saw. And of course, they don't believe her, which kind of fair enough. It's like, yeah, okay, you saw like this giant creature that was invisible except for when there was blood on that killed a bear with a sand. No, you didn't.
No, I don't think so.
Because that's not a thing. Well, it is a thing, unfortunately for them. They she even gets in a fight, like they punch a bit,
Because they want to, her. I think didn't like her brother say take her back to the camp,
and
she's like, no, I'm not fucking going. No.
Yeah. So they get in a little scuffle. She loses, which again, she loses a lot of fights, but like she should lose that fight. She's 105 pounds, and they're grown ass 160-pound like warrior dudes. It doesn't matter how good you are, skilled you are in a fist fight when someone's got 60, 70 pounds on you, you're just gonna lose. So she does, and they're kind of like gonna drag her back home, and they before they do, they kind of regroup. One guy goes take a shit. You never take a shit in a movie like this. Don't do it.
No.
That's when they hear something. It's so good because they know something's out there, because they have to hunt to live, so they're really in tune with everything, every sound, or what's going on with nature, and they know something's out there, but he's doing his little I'm invisible act, just really cheating.
I can't even make the
clicks
noise.
are so good. Yeah, they're so good. So they know it's out there. They end up shooting a possum. They're all just like laughing at her. It's like, what do you think drove it this way, you morons?
And I love too when the predator does show up. The guys are a little bit scared, but they're more so just like, okay, fight mode. We're in fight mode, and we're gonna fight for our lives.
Yeah, they take a beat with the first guy goes out to get the possum, and he's yucking that up, and then we get the laser dots. And it wasn't the plasma cannon like we normally see, which was kind of cool. I'm wondering if it's a technology thing that it wasn't there yet, or more that would be overkill for where Earth is at in a society, like technologically.
Yeah,
because they're just basically like little metal spears, that shoot out instead of the big blasty plasma whatever they shoot.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
because that guy gets wrecked.
Whoa.
I liked him trying to like figure it out, like looking at the laser dots on his hand, and then it like hits him in the eye, and he's like, what the fuck? Like, because at that time you would be like,
they wouldn't have known. Yeah, they didn't have flashlights. They had torches and lanterns.
This is sorcery. You'd think it is magic. He gets real fucked up. But like you said, they turn into battle mode real quick. The one dude just immediately fires his arrow. Such a slick. He's as good as Hawkeye. Like that dude is.
Yeah, they're they're shooting him. They're jumping. They're doing their war cries. They're fucking badass. Everybody in this movie is badass.
But he shoots that first arrow blind essentially because you see the predator go over and take the things he shot into the guy. And so you see him moving, but you can't see the predator. And he just like without a beat, he's like whoop, hits him. That just kind of makes him mad.
it was like a fly bite. He's like, come on, man.
Yeah,
really.
And then one of the other guys just ballsy goes out, tries to fight him with a spear, goes poorly. And she gets her axe back. She's like kind of tied up, I think, right?
Yeah, because I think after they beat her up, they tied her up, and she was like telling the guy, like, untie me so I can fight, like, untie me. And he's just like, stay here, don't move. So she goes to the guy that got first.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's like laying on her tomahawk, and she grabs it, and then she immediately like unties herself and is ready.
I like how she flipped it up real quick. That was a slick little move.
She is slick with that thing. It is awesome.
There's a lot of little things like that. You don't need that, but it adds a little something. It's like,
totally.
That's okay.
Yeah.
She runs off. Like everyone else basically gets killed. But I think one of the other members of her group she meets up with.
Yeah, because she starts.
Definitely wasn't.
Yeah, she starts running through the long grass, and she gets pulled down, and it's a guy who's just going.
Yeah. And they end up, after everyone's dead, Predator comes after them. They both run. More laser dots. I enjoyed how she saved him. She's starting to learn. It's like, oh shit, that's bad.
Yeah.
duck and cover. Other dude, he gets got.
And, bad.
Yeah, and then she gets snagged in like some French.
Yeah, some like French trappers or something.
Yeah, a bunch of scummy frogs are out there just doing their trapper thing. So the French capture her, put her in a little cage at their camp. They're all being pricks. But one of the frogs, they seem to kind of have a brain, at least sort of. And starts asking her, well, you know, what killed all your people? There's something else going on, you know. Something's up here. Turns out they also captured her brother. They cut him like Billy from the original.
Yeah,
that was a nod. Yeah, when he's on the log and just that psycho. I assume that was a nod, right?
Like, I feel like it was. I mean, why do it like that? You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So the stupid French plan is to use them both as bait. They like tie them to a post. But of course that's not going to work because the predator wants to hunt. It doesn't want caged meat. It's like a T-Rex in Jurassic Park. Hunters want to hunt. So of course it doesn't go well for them. I enjoyed the French on the grassy knoll with their little rifles, and they like turn around and like, everyone's dead. Like, oh, what?
And I love that moment too where they shoot the predator and the predator has his shield and it just bing and they just kind of look.
Yeah.
And then they start loading up real fast.
They unload their flintlock rifles into that shield, and then they have that pause of like, oh fuck, it's gonna take 20 minutes to reload. Like, time out. Car, game on.
Car, game on.
That's so as he's ripping through these idiots, that's when Naru realizes, you know, it wants to hunt. It doesn't view them as a threat. It's not gonna really hurt them. And that's when her brother drops the.
When the big man was killed, you must have wanted it. Its blood was on the leaves.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
I'll do it again.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Solid. During this, the predator steps in another bear trap, and the rest of the French throw like a net on him. Also does not go well. He just fucks them all up.
And the predator threw the bear trap at one of the guys. Holy
his head. That's how he got the last guy. That was great. And he busts out his net that cuts you. That's my favorite predator weapon. It's the net. It's like metal, and then it just like retracts on you and just slices you up.
Turns you into ground beef.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's when we get they all shoot at him and they have to reload. And one of the other ones basically point blank shoots him in the face, but he's got his little mask on and just ricochets back and hits him right in the head and kills him. So good.
So good.
That's when Naru tells her brother about a story about a beaver. But she's luckily smarter than a beaver and gets him out without having to cut her leg off. I'm smarter than the beaver. It's so good. Naru then is like, hey, I gotta go save the dog. I gotta save my pup. Like, and letting him go. This isn't Marley and me. This dog ain't dying.
Nah.
And her brother goes to find horses while she does that. She checks the fuck out of a couple French dickheads. Which is great.
Holy shit. Badass.
That was really good. Because she does kick the shit out of them, but they're also, once they get their hands on her, they're like throwing her around. Because again, they're twice the size. I thought that was a really great fight scene and like a realistic fight scene.
Yeah, and just, the way she uses both hands when she's knife fighting, like slice with the right, drop it down to the left, slice on the leg, jumping through sliding through their legs, slicing them on the back of the calf or the back of the quad.
Because she's like slowly chipping away at them because they're bigger and stronger than her. So it's going to take a couple, to get them a little slower and wear them down.
Exactly.
Yeah, they do a really good job with that. Then the predator then shows up, right? The one semi decent or semi-brain-filled Frenchman shows up, and he's like all fucked up, right? I think he's like missing a limb or something.
Yeah, he's all fucked up, and he needs her help because he's the only one that speaks her language, and he's just like, help me. She gives him the plant to slow his blood down, so he's cold, and he even says it too.
Yeah, he gives her the gun, which that gun is. I mean, we'll get to it, but it's the gun from the second movie.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it is.
It's a great. That's, I guess, not canon now, comic book of how that gun came to like be in the Predator's possession. It was like pirates and this whole thing. It's just really great, but whatever. I guess that could still technically happen because the Predators do get it back, and they don't have it at the end of this. But whatever. I really enjoy when the Predator comes back. The French dude just like plays dead. The way he flops on the ground, just so quick.
Great.
It's so good. And he was gonna get away with it, but the Predator stepped on him, and of course he wheels out and just gets rocked.
Just gets shanked hard.
Yeah. And the dog shows up and is about to get shot, but luckily Tommy rolls in on a horse, like the cavalry. Just clocks his ass right in the head. I don't know what he
man.
But
just letting out war cries.
Yeah. So good. And he also hits him like with a spear and a couple arrows. And the way he is pulling the arrows out of him as he slides by to use them again. Did you notice that?
That was awesome. I noticed
so
it
cool.
too.
That was
so
badass.
Cool.
It was so great. I didn't notice that the first time I watched it, but then he goes invisible because again the Predators are all bad sports. And Tommy, he gets stabbed big time, like lifted up in the air. Real gutted.
Yeah.
But he still has like a little bit left and gets a little opening for her to run away. Like stabs him in the leg right before, he's going to go after her. So she gets away, but he's big dead.
Big time dead.
Yeah. She then comes across one of the wounded French dudes, knocks his ass out, and she then uses him for her own little trap. She knows that being all tied up, he's not going to go for it. So she leaves a little gun there for him because she knows once he wakes up, he's going to go for the gun. Of course, it's empty. But the Predator doesn't know that. He sees a man with a weapon.
Exactly.
Really works. It's really great, too. She also takes one of the flowers, and as we know, lowers her body temperature. When the Predator comes in and can't see her, and it's behind her, and she just takes a tiny little sidestep because it's gonna run into her. That was so good. She's just like freaking the fuck out, but then just calmly Euro steps her way around the Predator. Then she just back of the head like Tommy in Goodfellas. I think she just brains him. Oh man, point blank, right in the back of the dome. Doesn't, but now he's super pissed off.
Big mad.
Big mad. I actually wrote big mad.
I stole that from you. Big mad.
They fight for a bit. When he has her kind of pinned down and goes to chop her head off with the shield, she like pushes herself up and blocks it with the rocks. That's so cool.
Oh, so great. And even still, he's pushing it down.
Yeah.
Coming like
so
super close to her. Yeah.
It's so great. But she stabs him she had gotten one of his weapons or tools or something and stabs him right in the face with it before he can finish the guillotine on her. Then her dog shows up. What a good boy. Just with her little axe rope. He's like, Wolf, I got you, girl.
What a good dog.
Yeah. And she starts just fucking him up with it, doing her thing, hitting him with it, pulling it back, like jumps on him, tying it, like using it as like a garrote. Like just like not to off him. And and then the Predator gets stuck in the mud after he shakes her off, mud from before. And he goes to shoot her with the little laser sight. And she's just like, I got you, bitch. Because she had her helmet all set up. The helmet is the laser sight, and it fires wherever the helmet's aiming. And, I mean, this part, it's very lucky that this ended up
incredibly lucky.
Happened to just be pointing at his head, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
I do love how she's going, but come on, do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, I
come
know.
on, do it. Do it now. Yeah.
A lot of restraint to not do that.
Yeah.
I kind of would have been okay with it.
Yeah, I would have been okay with that. Yeah.
I'm not complaining, but yeah, I think it still could have worked. But yeah, it's all rigged up and shoots at her. Just takes like a U-turn in midair. Just magic. Just then right into his head.
Brained. Gone.
Brains
Bye,
is-
bitch.
Bye, batch. So he's dead. She wins. Naru goes home, conquering hero. Everyone's cheering, happy. And she, again, has the gun that Danny Glover got in the second movie. Everyone's thrilled. And credits.
Did you notice though, when they have the animated, over like the mid-credit sequence or whatever, and it's the animated kind of looking like old cave drawings, they basically play out the whole movie and they have her, but at the very end, when she has the staff, they turn and from the clouds, 3 Predator ships come from the clouds.
Oh, I forgot that there was something after the credits. So I ended up turning. I completely forgot there was anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. They ain't done.
God, what a great movie. What a great concept. So well done. Just, I loved it. Loved it.
Yeah, I mean, they had to do something. Like the one we just did, they took him to another planet, so that was the difference. So going back in time was such a great idea.
Yeah, it makes so much sense.
Especially fighting, because you'd think back then with the technology, no one would stand a chance against a predator. But because he's going up against people that are, like they have to hunt to survive, so they've got skills that not every person or most people in that day and age have. So they could actually pose like a threat to a predator.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That was great. Well done by everybody.
Yeah. I've got some trivia if you want to hear it.
Oh, hit us with some trivia.
So they're calling him the feral predator. The feral predator's biomask is made from the skull of a river ghost from Predators from 2010.
Oh, what's a river ghost?
I think those things that they had in the boxes that were coming.
Oh, like the one that Fishburne kills.
Yeah.
The lady.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Sari, Naru's dog and constant companion, had no previous movie experience and was adopted specifically for the movie only 2 months before shooting. Sari's real name is Coco, and she's a Carolina dog, a rare breed of wild dog that followed the first humans to cross the Bering Strait 16,500 years ago. Trachtenberg, the director, wanted to cast a dog that would be period accurate, and Carolina dogs are direct descendants of those dogs. Amber Midthunder called Coco, quote, a little bit of a hot mess, but in a sweet way, and said that obviously it all ended up fine because she was great and everybody loves her. Clearly, good dog.
Oh, good job, Coco.
Good job, Coco. During an interview with Slash Film, director Dan Trachtenberg mentioned the film's creative team struggled with what he called the, quote, the hunt for the Red October thing, where the characters speak Russian before transitioning into English. He said they never quite came up with a way to make that work, so instead, the film was shot in English and Comanche. Both languages are spoken, but when you hear English, it's as if it's Comanche, he said. But when, how do you say her name? Or no, yeah. Jahane is speaking to is on Hulu. There will be a Comanche dub of the movie, so you can watch the entire movie in Comanche with the original actors returning to perform their roles.
Yeah, I tried to watch that and it's just distracting.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, if you watch Squid Game, like if you watched it with the American dub, like anything with American dub over a different language or any type of dub over
it's just not the same.
Yeah, that's this isn't really a complaint. I know exactly why they did it the way they did. I wish they would have done it all in that language and then just had English subtitles.
I agree. I think that would have been.
I know why they didn't, because we're dumb and people don't like to read subtitles.
I know.
Like it's a financial decision. I get it from their perspective, but man, I think that would have added another level to this. And I already enjoyed it, but that would have put it up even higher for me.
Yeah, same. I think that would have been such a cool choice. But what are you gonna do?
Honestly, at the beginning, it was almost distracting, the fact that there's, because they didn't really have any type of accent or anything. It was just the way, like we're talking right now, and it just felt out of place.
Yeah, because then they still would say things in that language.
Yeah. I wish they would have just gone full in on it, but again, I understand why.
Yeah, exactly. In an interview of The Hollywood Reporter, Dan Trachtenberg said that Billy Soul, the Native American tracker in Predator, led to the idea of this movie. He was too young to watch the film when it came out, but he heard from older kids that there was this scene where Billy stood on a bridge over a waterfall and fought the Predator. But when I finally saw the movie, that scene was not in it. The beginning of it is, but then it cuts away. So the seed was planted. And then I thought, wouldn't it be awesome to have a movie that focuses on that character's story? And Prey isn't exactly that, but it is spiritually.
Awesome. So I had a knack for coming into movies when I was a little kid that were going wherever I was, just on TV during fairly upsetting parts. The first scene I saw was just Billy doing that. Like, I walked into a room and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, my tiny little brain couldn't compute what was happening.
You've told me of a few instances of that where
it happened to me a bunch. Yeah, like in Die Hard, the most gruesome scene when he goes up to the roof where he just obliterates that guy through the door, which is easily the bloodiest scene.
Yeah.
That's the first. I just wandered in right when I just had a knack for it. My timing is terrible.
As of August 9th, 2022, this is now the highest rated Predator movie, according to Rotten Tomatoes, and the all-time highest viewed premiere of any TV show and movie on Hulu ever.
I mean, it's not better than the original. Let's all slow ourselves with that, but it's a very good movie. Actually, where would you rank it? I've said before here that this franchise is quietly, like, very successful.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Almost is at least decent or fun, except for the Shane Black one. That's the only miss, really. Like, this one's not great, but it's still fun.
I would say, honestly, I would put Prey number 2 behind the original.
Yeah, I really don't know. It's got to be close. I have a weird love for the second one.
I mean, the second one is great. I love it. I need to revisit it again because it's been too long since I've seen it.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. It's so dumb, but I just have a love for it. I saw that again when I was too young, and something about it I just couldn't understand, but it fascinated me.
Oh, of course.
All the sweaty guys. As you know, I love a sweaty guy.
Sweaty guy movies are the best.
Yeah, I love me some sweaty guys.
Whether intentional or not, the film shares similarities with the fan film Warrior Predator from 2019, most notably the setting and the main character, who even has near identical face paint to Naru. When asked about this, the fan film's director, Chris R. Notarali, stated that Disney and 20th Century Fox never contacted him, nor have they compensated him. Someone's a little butthurt.
Yeah, I always wonder about that. Like, I don't know if it's just because I have no self-esteem or what the deal is, but anytime I've done anything and someone else will do it, I never think, oh, they took that.
No, I don't think that either, because everybody has ideas.
It's a good idea. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. People think too much of themselves.
I think that.
Like, I'd never heard of that before, and I'd consider myself a fairly big Predator fan. I've never heard of that fan film.
Yeah, me neither. Before confronting Tabe and Naru, the predator cloaks itself during turning invisible. Tabe yells something in exasperation, which is not translated in the regular English version, but the Comanche version reveals that he actually yells cheater for not fighting in the open.
Ah, I love that. Yeah, because that's what I've been saying this whole time. Bad sport.
Yeah, fucking cheater.
It sucked.
So last but not least, the body count is pretty high, but I couldn't find it. But there's this little bit of trivia that I liked a lot. The story of how the elder predator, Greyback, obtained the 18th century pistol, which he gifted to Mike Harrigan after defeating City Hunter, that reads Raphael Andolini, 1715, would later be a short story from Dark Horse Comics titled Predator 1718.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. In it, Raphael Andolini was a pirate on the Guinea coast who later had to battle his mutinous crew over gold. Sometime later, Greyback intervened and helped Andolini defeat his former crew. The Prey movie was perhaps partly based on the graphic short story Predator 1718, which was written decades before. The movie version of Raphael Andolini is a French trapper, not a pirate. Again, the comic.
I'm glad you had that because I almost went into explaining that whole thing, but I stopped myself. I'm glad. Yeah,
I got you.
His crew, like, they stole a bunch of gold that was like from the church, and he was like, yeah, that's too far. Like, we don't do that. And they're all just like, no, we're doing that. So he's like a pirate with a code, I guess. Unlike
Raphael Andolini.
I like that story though. I like that being where
that would be a great movie too.
I don't know exactly the year that this was set in, but you could still have that be a part of it, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Because who knows how the Predator gets that gun? 'Cause they definitely didn't have it at the end. So
yeah.
We'll see.
But yeah, that's it for my trivia. What do we have? I don't think we've decided what we want to do next week, but I have an idea.
Ooh, what? Lay it on me.
I mean, since we're in this Predator theme, do you want to do Predator 2?
I'll do it. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
We did a live stream a while ago. I did one with our good friend Swedish Horror Nerd, but that wasn't on our channel or anything. So yeah, I'll do that.
Let's do it. And it's on HBO Max.
Perfect. Yes. Oh man, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Danny Glover. Who else is in it?
Bill Paxton, Gary Busey.
Oh my God, Gary Busey.
I can't wait. I haven't seen this one in so long.
He is the most nonsensical death maybe in all of movies when he gets cut in half and it's just like 10 gallons of blood, but his top half just doesn't fall. It looks really cool, but it doesn't make any sense. It just defies every law of nature.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But sweet. So Predator 2 next week.
He's like the only guy who lives.
Yeah.
From Chuck fame. Amongst a million.
But that's about it. Anything else you want to add?
It's about all I got. Why don't you hit us where we can find us?
You can find us at www.actionmoviebookclub.com. You can also find us on Twitter at ActionMovieBC or on Instagram at Action Movie Book Club. Also hit us up on YouTube at Action Movie Book Club or on TikTok with all the cool kids on the TikTok. Hit us up on there, like and subscribe, give us a 5-star rating because we love doing this. Anything to get us in more ears and boost it up in the algorithm because we love doing what we do. And hopefully someday we'd maybe like to do it for a living.
That'd be a bit all right.
All right.
Also, by the time this comes out, I have another little project with friend of the show, Miss Charlotte Hollingsworth. We've been doing something we call the Comic Book Club. Where we read a comic book run every week or two, and then talk about it. She goes through it. She's kind of new to comics, and I know too much, so we go through it. She says what she thinks happened, and then I tell her what actually happened.
I love it. Yeah. That'll be.
Look for Comic Book Club on wherever you find podcasts. It'll be up there. Our first we do the first half of Chip Zdarsky's really great Spider-Man life story. So that should be out by the time you hear this. Check it out because it was fun.
Nice. I can't wait to listen.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Nice.
Even though it was really long, we had to break it into two because, yeah. That's what happened. I mean, every episode she's been on has been. I mean, we did Waterworld. We did like 7 hours on Waterworld.
We did so much on Waterworld.
Yeah, we had to break this in two because we went about 3 hours.
Yeah,
too much. Just a shame.
it's the first episode. It's gonna go long on the first episode.
Yeah, exactly. And I, the shackles were off. She was in charge of keeping me on the rails, and that is not an easy task. She did her best.
But yeah, anything else you want to add?
That's about all I got. Why don't you take us out?
Happy trails, Hans. If it bleeds, we can kill it.